Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the episode 4 of CEO Roundtable. This is part 2. I'm your host, David Kim.
Alphajiri is my basis to pursue how human society should be in happiness in harmony with nature. It's also my basis to create new values in the society. I like to pursue and create rather than achieve goals or compete. Alphajiri is a social business company, so we obviously exist to solve social problems through business. But rather than just solving problems, I want to keep pursuing the ideal society and keep creating new values. Our vision is to create Alpha ecosystem, which develops social infrastructure in rural small-scale farmers' communities. We believe that rural small-scale farmers' life is a prototype of ideal human lifestyles because it gives a very basic reason for being to them. The whole family members are involved in production of their food. They live in harmony with nature, and the neighbors help each other as if they are real family.
What are the unique and typical challenges of small-scale farmers in Africa? How do you think they can overcome and fix those problems?
Unique, when I think about the most unique problem they have, it's really related to food culture, I think. Actually, especially Kenya, maybe Western Kenya, maybe they have more diverse food culture, but Kenya, even Kenyan people say that they eat the same thing every day. They cook with very limited number of vegetables, such as tomato, onion, spinach, that's all. They grow only a few varieties. So when they grow like onions, they grow only onions. When they grow maize, corns, they grow only corn. Such food culture affects like a vegetable market, no varieties. So they are so much affected by price volatility. And also they can't develop their agricultural skills. So that's a typical problem. Although there are so many other problems like weather issues and lack of knowledge and too traditional ways of farming. But when I talk about that food culture issue, I am thinking that to solve the issue, I think we can seek for the export market. For example, what I'm doing is, right now we are seeking for the export market for orange fresh sweet potato, which is totally new varieties, a bit new varieties in Kenya. So in Migori, where Alpha-Chama farmers are, they normally grow a lot of sweet potatoes, red sweet potatoes, and they grow only that, or some, they are traditional varieties. Because they grow, the sweet potato farmers grow only sweet potatoes. That's why many numerous brokers come and they exploit farmers and the price fluctuates every day. Farmers can even make a lot of loss every day. And they are also conned by them and a lot of problems. So yeah, we just came up with sweet potato grows in the exhausted soil. Like rich soil, they don't grow much. And the Migori farm is somehow exhausted. So sweet potato naturally grows well. So utilizing that soil characteristic, we just try to introduce that orange fresh sweet potatoes, which is also called American sweet potatoes. And that one is new crop. So no brokers come in and no broker even don't know where the market is. So we started to sell just small amount in our greengrocer, but at the same time, we want to seek for the export market. And it seems like North Africa and other countries in Africa, there seems to have some market, and also Europe. So by that way, changing food culture takes time. But if we seek for exporting to different countries, I think that problem can be solved.
I like your approach. I think that makes the perfect sense. I remember that what I heard from the CEO of one of the European cosmetic company. Mm-hmm. He mentioned that if you wanted to sell the cosmetic product and makeup product to some Asian country, other part of the world, You should not try to sell first. You need to educate the consumer first, how to wear makeup and how it look like. And then you can develop the needs. You can create the need by educating consumers. So I like your approach in leveraging the export market at the same time try to develop the food culture of local people.
Yeah.
Then they will know which is sweet potatoes are more tasty and then which is good. And then they are willing to pay more money for the better quality and better taste, right? Otherwise, everybody consider everything is a commodity. They just competing only with the price.
Yeah. And I think that educating consumer, that idea is very important because I run the greengrocer and display that sweet potato, orange sweet potato. And many Kenyans ask me, how can I cook? I'm so much interested. How can I cook? I just don't know how to cook. So they are interested, but since their cooking method and food culture is not so diverse, they are not yet exposed to new things. But when they are taught or when we just show them how to cook, they really try, and some people start to be repeated. So the same thing, even tofu. We sell tofu in our greengrocer. And I thought that no Kenyans would buy. I thought that only Asian and European customers would buy. But Kenyan customers, they do buy. And when we give them the recipe, some people start to be addicted to tofu. So I think that educating customers, that is also a very important thing. Yeah.
I agree. Education plus experience, right?
Yes.
They need to experience taste. Otherwise, they never know. Can you tell me a little bit about the social impact in Africa you're trying to create and achieve?
Okay, yeah. So we see the social impact. We evaluate the social impact by the number of Alpha-Chama. So our vision, Alpha ecosystem, that basis is Alpha-Chama. So we consider the more Alpha-Chama, the bigger the social impact is. So we currently have 500 farmers in Migori County, that is the border of Tanzania and Kenya, organized in 40 Alpha-Chama. So it's working very well. And the past 1.5 years, nobody has dropped out from the group. It seems like it's giving a very good impact to them. So we want to expand the numbers, and we aim to expand the number of the groups into 1,000 within 2 years from now.
1,000.
Yeah.
That's a very ambitious growth plan, I guess. So what are you thinking of a major enabler to make that ambitious growth plan happen?
Yeah, I believe that the enablers would be first, it's about the secure market, and the next is human resource. Actually, Alpha-Chama is like a semi-independent organization. So once the good leaders are there in the Alpha-Chama groups, it works very well and people become happy. And what we need to do is adding more services. So it can expand, but as Alphajiri, how we need to make Alpha-Chama working better and improve better and give more social impact is first giving market. Without market, they are a group of farmers, which means that they grow things, they grow crops. Even if their social life becomes better through Chama group, if there's no market, what kind of impact we can give? We need to improve their income and living standard. Then the basis is offering stable market. So we need to expand the market so that many farmers can get benefit. And also, so that is why as we increase the number of greengrocers, that is retail business. But at the same time, we need to see the scale. So export market, seeking for export market, I think that is also very important. And plus the human resource, meaning that, as I said, if there's a good leader in Alpha-Chama, it works very well. At the same time, we need to also give them support, like train them how to manage Alpha-Chama very well, and also give them advice, how to manage Chama money saving account. And also we give them inputs and loans, and we have to add many more services. But how can they enjoy? We need to have good field officers and good regional managers who can lead a Chama group. So human resources is very important. So in Migori, we have very good Kenyan manager. He's a very excellent and passionate person. So he manages 40 Alpha-Chama very well. And even our field officers, they are very good leaders and role models. But we also need to have such people in everywhere in Kenya and other countries in Africa to expand Alpha-Chama.
So you're so lucky person to have
Yes.
colleague and people for your business.
Yes, I feel I am so lucky. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any plan to raise the money to scale your business in the near futures? Do you, any fundraising plan?
Fundraising plan, basically, well, our shareholder, Borderless Japan, they growing up so rapidly. I'm thinking that to some extent, we can just continue to get investment, get loans from Borderless Japan. But maybe to expand the number of Alpha-Chama, I am thinking a bit of the option that maybe we can just separate business side, educational side to Alpha-Chama farmers and making the rural branches as maybe non-profit organizations so that we can get more funds from the government or NGOs so that we can do many projects and also give them loans to many farmers. Maybe I am thinking like that way. So for the business side, to scale up the business, we can continue to get loans and from Borderless Japan. But the farm side, we can get more finance from NGO or like the government institutions.
What are the biggest challenges for your business at the moment?
Biggest challenges. Although I said that we are so lucky that our very nice colleagues joined our company, but still, human resource is a big challenge to speed up our expansion because Kenyan people have so different educational background, and also they speak in different languages because there are over 40 tribes, and also their basic skills are too different. So it takes time to train the staff members as well, and especially rural people. Finding very good rural field officers who can be a role model to Alpha-Chama members. It is quite challenging. We need to try to find and search everywhere if there's such a person. So that is one of the biggest challenges. And another challenge is about cash flow management. Well, most institutions in Kenya don't follow the payment term, actually. They delay in payment or they don't fully pay the agreed amount. So, but our policy is we pay within 3 days to our farmers and also pay cash on delivery to any suppliers. We don't want to delay payment, but our customers, wholesale customers, they delay in payment. So that's the biggest challenge we have. So that is another reason why we changed from wholesale business to retail. The customers pay cash. We are trying to solve the issues and maybe seek for the market in outside Kenya so that the cash flow management will be easier and organized.
I'm familiar. We are familiar with that issue in every emerging and frontier market, in fact. Also, it's small company who work with a large corporation. A large corporation is relatively not willing to support the small company, right? But I like to share with you one thing I have seen in the past. One of the interesting social venture. He is helping with supply chain in Africa and other emerging market. In his website, he says that, okay, you guys are so big and then you have a great name in the market. So you're already talking about the 90 days, the credit term or something. Also come with many requests to delay the payment again and again. But it doesn't work that way for small farmer in Africa and other emerging market, right? They don't have, saving and cash reserve to support the education of their children. Or the living expense, daily living expense every day. So don't tell me that you need a 90-day credit term or you want to delay payment, something like that. So they say that upfront. What is next for the Alphajiri? Any exciting growth, expansion plan, and new product launching or?
Yeah, one of the plans is, yes, we want to expand, open more branches, greengrocer branches, because I think that this retail business is kind of a success. So we want to expand the business. But market is also, yes, I want to engage in exploring export market. Because yes, greengrocer is good for stable profitability, but in terms of impact, social impact, like amount of crops we can buy from farmers, that is not so big. Yeah, it takes time, and even 10, 20 greengrocers, still the amount we can buy from farmers, it is not so big to hold like 1,000, 10,000 farmers. So I want to engage into export market. So to do so, I have to assign a new director for greengrocer business. So I want to just delegate to a new person, and that person can be a director for the business, the retail business. Then I want to go for export market, and also at the same time, not only trying to export market, not only trying to expand market, you have to add more services to Alpha-Chama. Instead of seeking for the expanding size only, we have to have better, more services to Alpha-Chama. So, for example, I am still thinking about a detailed idea, but my rough idea is investment to water pumps for the farmers who rely on rainfalls and don't have no water source for irrigation. So water is one of the biggest challenge for farmers because they rely on rain. That is why their productivity is very low. So irrigation, like water pump, and also maybe microfinance so that they can start up new products or start up like a greenhouse, some cutting edge, they can just try new farming technology and so on. Such kind of new services I want to start to develop. Those things I want to do. So ecosystem needs to have, to create the ideal ecosystem, we have to have different services collaborating with many institutions. That is what I'm thinking so far.
I assume that running a startup and making success in Africa is different, maybe different from the running a startup somewhere in developed country like Japan.
Mm-hmm.
If you are asked to share your advice with the young Japanese or the Asian who are interested in launching a startup in Africa, what would be your top 3 advices you can share with them?
3.
Yeah, 3. 3 or 2 or 1, whatever.
Okay, 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, one is most important thing is is to have a trial and error spirit. Mm-hmm. That is the most important thing. Because there's no templates for success. Like maybe in Japan, maybe they can get a lot of database and also like a template for some small success for the business. But here in developing countries, there are very few successful cases, and many unexpected things happen. For example, like daily thing, like a blackout, no electricity, even in Nairobi, or like their customers start to have demonstration, and they stop their business because of like employees are angry about payment delay, the salary delay. So many things happen, like unexpected things in the society, in economy. They have to be able to flexible, and they have to be ready for trial and error to overcome many unexpected things, incidents. So that is one thing they need to, one of the important skills. And the second skill that is mostly my advice. Try and error.
Correct, to understand that they have to learn their way forward, right? They don't have they cannot find the playbook, manual, or process map in upfront, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, unlike a developed world, that they are working for the large organization, then everybody are asked to follow the playbook, manual process, right? Working for the Norin Jukin, right? For example.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's a different world. You forget about what you learn in the university, MBA,
right.
or the manual process method, whatever. Just make the decision real time. If your decision proved wrong, then you reverse the decision. That's what you're
Yeah,
talking, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay. Very good. Very good.
yeah.
I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your background is Asian. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe very helpful, important to leverage your background, your network relationship in Japan or in Asia to
Mm-hmm.
support your business in Kenya or Africa. So are you doing any collaboration with, Japanese partner or Japanese buyer, grow your business, or you plan to do that in the future? Beside your collaboration with what is that, Borderless Japan?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, are you doing something, or are you planning to do working together with the Asian partner or the investor?
Well, when it comes to Asians, I think that I really respect Asians, like work ethics and also like, their thinking skills, communication skills. Everything is so excellent. That is how I feel. Not only Japanese, but many Asians. They are good at communication and also thinking skill. They are so much ahead. I don't have very specific ideas, but I really believe that collaboration with the Asian institutions or companies, it will move the business faster. So maybe like, if we can just collaborate with like Asian agri-tech or financial institutions, and we can apply their systems or technology into Africa. That is something very interesting to me. Other thing is simply Asian market is huge. So if we can produce a quality matching Asian demand, we eager to export our products, like maybe raw crops or a processed product.
Yeah, interestingly, this year we have, huge global crisis, pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, this year is a very interesting that I came to know that the Asian economy
Mm-hmm.
has become bigger than the rest of the world
Mm-hmm.
in 200 years.
Wow, really?
So first time, it's an interesting time. So Asia, as you said, become the huge market for the African businessman and farmer. At the same time, yes, we may have a lot of collaboration opportunity going forward.
Yeah. Actually, many Chinese people are in Kenya, but what they do is mostly construction. If
Yes.
they have a strong network, like Chinese people have a strong network, instead of just doing construction, I am thinking like, why don't they come over to do social business with us? That is also, I'm always thinking, yeah.
I think one of the popular answer for your question is construction easy way and quickest way to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like.
You talk about, I read your interview with the Borderless Japan. You talk about sustainability, sustainable way to solve the problem or to grow the business. Sustainability is not the quick fix. Transform a way of thinking and the community and the business model, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they will do that. Also, other Asian people, Asian businessmen, they have more and more interest in potential in Africa, so they can expand the other area over time.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. Farm equipment. Oh, many Indian companies sell like tractors, and Chinese also, but Indian companies sell farm equipment. But Japanese equipment are too expensive.
I see.
So it is not a few farm equipment companies from Japan, they have some office in Nairobi. But I think they are still struggling because quality is excellent but expensive. So that's the challenge they have. But another idea, because Alpha-Chama community is very strong, I think that any companies who want to sell farm equipment or new technology, they can just collaborate with us, and Alpha-Chama members can be, how is called? They can do trial and they can just experiment how it works with the Alpha-Chama farmers. That is another interesting thing that we can do.
A last guest for my podcast was CEO and founder of Hello Tractor.
Mm-hmm.
He built a business, Hello Tractor.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the African Uber for tractors.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
they are addressing the similar needs in Africa. So maybe I can introduce him to you. Okay, thank you so much for joining the show today. I have enjoyed our interesting story, your interesting story, and learned a lot too. Hope we can have another chance to invite you to the show again to hear the story of interesting development of Alpha-Chama in the future.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Okay. I really enjoyed myself as well.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, share with a friend, and drop me a review. Goodbye.